hands with me. Come wash your hands with me. Come wash your hands with me so we can have peace of mind. And I'll bring you soap when soap is hard to find. And I'll sing this song for you as we protect humankind.
Good morning. Welcome to the Champlain Valley Unitarian Universalists. I'm Poppy Reese. I'm the Director of Religious Exploration, and I'm really happy to be here with all of you this morning. This is our third virtual worship service, and it is our first one that we have ever done from our own separate houses. So I'm sitting in my hallway in front of my pink wall, filming this on my phone, which is on top of a bunch of stacked up board games. So it's an exciting experiment and growth in finding other ways to connect. We are apart in bodies, but not in spirit and not in connection, hopefully. This is a great time to turn off your phone, even though we can't hear it ring. We encourage you to come be present with us for this time as we all sit here together, some of us in Vermont, some of us in other states, some of us last week in other countries. If you're a visitor, I would encourage you to check out our website, CVUUS.org. There's tons of information about Unitarian Universalism and our programs and our groups and what we do with kids and families. And you can also sign up to get our weekly info email and our monthly newsletter. And also know that if you're coming here for the first time, I mean, obviously right now it's virtual, so every service is different because we're making this up as we go along. But all of our services are somewhat different every week anyway, because we have a lot of guests and different worship leaders and different musicians that come in and do pieces. So if you'd like this, come back another time and see what else we do. The service this morning was originally supposed to be the Great Kids Service, which is our annual service completely done by kids. And because of everything happening, that obviously wasn't possible. So Reverend Barnaby decided he wanted to try to do something that still had pieces from kids in it. So the service this morning is designed to be for kids the whole time. So if you guys are out there, welcome and hi, and I miss you all and wish I could see you all in person. You can know that it's fine for kids to stay, and we encourage kids to stay for the whole service. There's going to be videos that were made by a bunch of kids showing a lot of different stuff. I don't want to give it away. And there will be music, and it's really, hopefully, kid friendly. A few important pathways to connection for you to know about. One is that we have, besides the Caring Network, who always offers help if you need it, we've set up a spreadsheet, shared spreadsheet called CVUUS Mutual Aid. The link to it's on our website. So if you need help with something or you want to offer help with something, you can go there and sign up. And there's a lot of sections in it. So there's areas that have to do with food, shopping, transportation, money, emotional support, spiritual support. If you have tech knowledge, you could list that also. So please feel free to check that out. And if you're not sure how to find it, you can just send me an email and I'll help you. Secondly, we are in the process of making caring circles with the whole congregation. So everybody's being divided up into groups that are kind of geographical, based on people that are somewhat near each other. And you don't have to do it. This is a totally optional thing, but someone will be reaching out to you to invite you to do it and let you know who your group is. If you're interested in being an organizer for one particular group, please let Reverend Barnaby know. And if you have other groups that you're in here at CVUUS, I really encourage you to find ways to keep meeting either by Zoom or conference calls, or mail. That's fun to kind of think about. Right now, connection is really, really important. And when we can't be together in the same room, we want to find creative ways to be together. If you have not checked out Zoom yet, I really encourage you to. So Zoom is something you can get on your computer or your phone. It's free. It's really easy to use. And it lets you do a video conference. So like a time when you all get together, you could do it with one person or a group of people. And you can see everybody at the same time on your screen. You can hear everybody and talk to people. I've had tons of meetings now this way. And I had never used Zoom 2 weeks ago. So I encourage you to look into Zoom as a way to connect. And the third thing I wanted to say is I and many other people are happy to help people learn how to use Zoom. So send me an email at re@cvuus.org, or call Laura in the office, or call Reverend Barnaby and say I need someone to talk me through Zoom. And we're totally happy to do it. I think it's a really great way for us to stay connected. So we may be apart in body, we're not in the same room, but we're really here together in spirit, and we're gonna be together this whole time, supporting each other and sending love and sending help, and sending groceries as we move through a really challenging time for all of us. Now, let us worship together. So this morning we can't be together in the sanctuary, so I thought this was actually the perfect day to sing the song Sanctuary. So this is a sing-along, and the words are, "Make me aware we are a sanctuary, each made holy and loved right through. With thanksgiving, we are a living sanctuary anew." So for the kids, sanctuary means a place that is safe, or protective or peaceful. It's also a room in a building, or a building sometimes in faith communities. So I'll sing the song. I'll sing the song through once, and then we'll do it 2 more times, and all of you can join in. And the great thing about singing virtually with all of us in our own houses is you can sing out and no one will hear you. So it doesn't really matter what you do with harmonies or anything else. All right, so here we go. Make me aware we are a sanctuary, each made holy and loved right through. With thanksgiving, we are a living sanctuary anew. So join in. Make me aware we are a sanctuary, each made holy and loved right through. With thanksgiving, we are a living sanctuary anew. Make me aware we are a sanctuary, each made holy and loved right through. With thanksgiving, we are a living sanctuary anew. Beautiful.
Hi, my name is Ren Caldwell, and I'm a member of the worship team. Even though we can't all be together physically, we are still beginning our worship by lighting our chalice, which is at Reverend Barnaby's house. The UU chalice, which is descended from the symbol of the Unitarian group that worked to save refugees in World War II, reminds us that whenever we gather, we honor our call to make the world more peaceful, fair, and safe. If you have your own chalice at home, I invite you to light it as well as we join together in our chalice reading. We light our flaming chalice to illuminate the world we seek. In the search for truth, may we be just. In the search for justice, may we be loving. And in loving, may we find peace. Now we'll transition into our time for all ages, so I'll turn it over to Milo Reese, who has some tricks up his sleeve.
I'm Jude. This is my brother Henrex.
Jude and Hendrix.
I have a book to read you, but first my mom has something to tell you.
Oh, we have been talking a lot about what we're grateful for in our family, and that's really been helping us get through this time. Right, guys?
Yep.
Jude would like to read a book to share.
For every child, a better world. Every child needs food to eat. But sometimes there isn't enough to go around. Every child needs clean water to drink. But sometimes you have to go a long way. Hey, look, that must be a long, long way, like 300 miles. Every child needs a home. But sometimes children don't have one. But that baby's crying. Look, that dad's, I think, he is gonna go to work. Every child needs clean air to breathe. Oh, that was so beautiful. But sometimes it's dirty. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh my, they're nearly covered in it.
Yeah.
Every sick child needs to be able to get medicine. Ooh, he has toys. You look at that pretty picture and look. Look. But sometimes there isn't any. Every child needs to have the chance to go to school. But sometimes there are no books or teachers. Every child needs to play. Yum. Ha! But some children have to work. Every child needs peace. But sometimes there is war. I would not like to be in a war with fire, especially I don't want to be in a war either. Every child needs to be able to decide what to think and feel and believe. Well, like he don't like that newspaper. Look, he does. Look, they're seeing some books. Hey, look, they're talking. are working to see that every child gets what every child needs. This will mean your party is far away. I think these guys are tiny because... Oh, I think that's a baby. A tiny little baby.
See how they're all helping each other? What about here?
And every child needs a better world. Hi, I hope you had enjoyed the book. Well,
Want to say bye?
bye. Yuck.
We missed all of our friends.
Ah, yuck. Hey, do it again.
Where's Rory? Can you hold it up? Where's Rory? Where's Rory? Do it again. Do it again.
Do it again. Do it again.
Where's Rory? There he is.
It's so funny.
Where's Rory?
He has like hair better than that.
Where's Rory? Where is he? Where'd he go? Where's Rory? There he is. Where's Rory? Where is he? There he is. Hello, everyone. This is Neely Jennings broadcasting live from Starksboro, Vermont, and I'm here with Declan Timmons to do an interview. Hello, Declan.
Hello.
What have you been up to in the last couple weeks?
I'm doing my math book.
Oh, wow. I can see you're working on the number. What number is that?
7.
Oh, very good.
And I also have another activity book, and it has little and it has section for me to read in. So you can read in this book, and then
Yeah.
you can do math in the other one. And so I would say the math book was is the funnest. And
Can you tell me a little bit more about what else you have been doing?
yeah. And I did practice my A's too. And I also had a bonfire, and I had a tea party too.
Excellent. That sounds like a great time. Well, should we say hello and goodbye to everybody at church? Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
We hope everyone's staying healthy,
Yeah, we hope
washing your hands. All right.
We're going to now go to Meg Young, who grew up in our congregation, who has a song honoring all the children that she's singing with her partner Jake from Portland, Maine.
Hey CVUUS, this is Meg and Jake, and we are recording from Portland, Maine. I'm thinking of all you guys, and I hope you're doing well. And we have a song for you that I think some of you maybe probably will know, so I hope that you enjoy it. We are going, heaven knows where we are going, but we know we are, and we'll get there. Heaven knows how we will get there, but we know we will. It will be hard, we know, and the road will be muddy and rough, but we'll get there. Heaven knows how we will
Thank you very much, Meg. It was great having you participate from Portland. Our offering this week is the last one in March that will be shared with the Common Thread Project. This is a project around the world to help people, women who have been through very hard times, get together and sew. And while they're sewing, they can talk about the hard times they've been through. I'm sure our children can appreciate that if you've had something that was difficult for you, being able to talk about it with someone helps you feel better. And this project helps people all over the world who've been through very difficult things feel better. So we invite everyone who feels like donating to follow the guides on our slides or on our website about how you can make a donation that's shared with CVUUS and the Common Thread Project, or goes fully to the Common Thread Project. We thank you for your generosity. Now, there's one other offering that we have to think about, and that's the pledge drive offering. Because we have our kids with us, I'm not going to do a long talk about it, but it is very important for everybody who has not filled out the pledge sheet telling us what you can share with CVUUS in the church year that starts next July. So think about that year and try and think about it as if we return to normalcy, make your best guess about what you'd be able to contribute to what's obviously going to be a very tough year for some people, and see if we can figure out enough about what might be coming in for us to meet our obligation to present a balanced budget to you in June. So that's all I'm going to say about the pledge. There's a lot more on the website. If you haven't pledged, please go there. And I want to then move on to what some of the families with older kids are doing in to pass this time. And we're going to start with a video from the Harrington family. Okay, and now we have 3 photos that the Racehart family sent us. They also involve sugaring. Their goal for this year is to surpass 100 gallons, and their program is to keep their kids having as normal a life as possible during this period through sticking with their chores. And there's a few little duck snuggles and other things stuck in to make life happier. Katie says she wants to share that they're so fortunate to have the space and the projects to keep them going forward. So let's see the slides. So milestones and passages are difficult to do these days because it's hard for people to share what's going on in their minds with me remotely in a way that we know I can present. We are going to be introducing a new system of online yellow cards this week, so everybody will have a chance to reach out to the congregation this way. For today, though, I'm going to just tell you that last Sunday, you saw that I put some photos of congregants on empty seats in our sanctuary. Jordan showed you close-ups of those photos, while I spoke from our podium to these congregants. Meanwhile, Carl Lindholm collected food that I had put on the empty seats next to them, next to those photos. It was a fun way to tell you that our congregation would be working with the Bread Loaf Mountain Zen Center, packaging bagged lunches to give homeless folks in Rutland. On Thursday, I parked my unlocked car at the church so that folks could drop off lunches in my trunk for Joshin Burns, the chief priest of the Zen Center, to pick up for distribution. There was another car there, so just to be sure Joshin would find mine, I taped a sign on the trunk calling it the Taste of Love Trunk. Joshin came that night, took the lunches, and wrote on my sign, "May all beings be well." And he topped off his note with a thank you and a heart. It warmed my heart to see pictures of those of you who said right away that they would supply some of these lunches. And then I can't help but see in my mind the faces of so many others of you whom I know are busy doing so many other acts of kindness through good times and bad. And that includes our secret acts of kindness kids. I haven't forgotten how you filled up my office with happy birthday balloons and streamers. So, even though I wasn't allowed to be at CVUUS to lead worship this Sunday, I continued what I started last week. When my dog Pan and I walked to church on Friday to pick up the car, I filled some of the empty seats with more pictures of you. I only had a few brief moments in the sanctuary, but here's who I added to the crowd, representing the future when we can all be back in CVUUS. And I hope Margie can put up the slides while I'm talking. So first, Steve and Priscilla. Of all the many things you do for us, I think it's absolutely wonderful that with your own 3 sons long since graduated from our religious exploration program, you also signed up to feed and play in Fenhouse with the kids of the newer families during the Parents' Night meetings that Tracy Harrington organized. Mary Lou, you were the first week champion making those lunches, delivering more than anybody else, which doesn't surprise me, having seen you in action for so long with our Caring Network. I loved the chance that I had to dedicate your granddaughter, Pepper, and I hope you can bring her to CVUUS before too long, now that her family has moved to Middlebury. Allison, you're still new enough in town and to CVUUS that lots of folks haven't realized how wonderful you are. I'm so happy I'm getting to know you better on the donations team. Dinah and Mitch, a fabulous answer to the question, what do you get when you mix Indiana and Brooklyn? Dinah, I miss your beautiful flower arrangements that you provide us every Sunday, now that I have to lead worship from home. I need you to help me come up with a creative way to do flower communion this year. Margot, you are our sweet link to Abbott Fenn, your late brother, and the first person to be a friend to my father-in-law when we moved to Middlebury. Marco, seeing you so often in your seat, 2/3 of the way back at the west edge of the sanctuary, is an instant heartwarmer for me. Not least because you are always sitting next to your daughter Lori and her husband Richard. Lori, as a former board president and a bottomless well of empathy and wisdom, especially for those of us nearing the end of life, you are a model of Unitarian Universalist compassion. Maybe it was those first 20 years or so you spent teaching RE while your kids grew up in our congregation. And Richard, the fact that I haven't yet figured out how your cooking talents could be highlighted in a worship service means that my work at CVUUS is not done. Ren and Joanna Caldwell. Ren, seeing you grow up before my very eyes into an amazing high school senior, willing to take on the challenge of joining our worship team, somehow makes me feel young, not old. And Joanna, thank you for always encouraging me by your example to do the right thing with passion and humility. You are a true blessing to my ministry. Journey and Donna LaRose. Friendships from childhood, like yours with Journey, are a beautiful thing, Journey and Ren. And I wonder which phrase I've used more often in my years here, talking to people. Do I say Ren and Journey, or Journey and Ren? Journey, the fact that CVUUS trusts you to be our lead nursery teacher says it all about what an amazing young woman you've become. And most people don't even know that Michelle and I trust you as our personal house sitters for Pan and Castor whenever we can go away. And Donna, I don't know a less pretentious, more kind-hearted person anywhere. Now, your husband Shannon isn't in the picture in our directory. He's shy in that way. But he's in the family picture that I see in my mind. Both the LaRose family picture and the CVUUS family picture. Maybe somewhere at the back by the soundboard or part of a string band entertaining us. Bob Johnson. You could give lessons in how a smile and a sense of humor makes one look younger than they are. I know you're writing a memoir, and I can't wait to read it. So that's my milestone for this week. Another big step toward keeping the sanctuary filled in with you folks in spirit, keeping the seats warm in photos for the day we can all be back to fill them again. And now I invite people into a time of silence or prayer. You can think about what's on your heart this week as we work together to get through this time of the epidemic. So thank you for that time together. It's nice to have some planned silence instead of silence enforced by the technology. Someone dropping in on CVUUS for the first time might conclude that this has been a very disjointed service, even without the technology problems. Yes, underneath what we have been sharing is awareness that this is a scary, different time in our lives, different from what anyone expected. But we are also saying almost nothing about that in what we are showing. We are celebrating. We are celebrating that this is also a time when we will use all of the skills we have learned in this congregation, all of the love we have shared, all the friendships we have formed in making the world a better place. Yes, there is a virus still hiding its dangerous power from us in many ways, but we know that the end of all peekaboo experiences is the chance to show the world who we are, as Rory did. We know that we can keep learning in any circumstance, the way his brother Declan is doing with his school books. And we know that the world has good things and bad things in it, as Elizabeth Sylvia and her kids read in their story. But that's how we learn what we really think of as good. And as Meg and Jake sang, heaven knows when we will get to where we are going, but we know we will. I put out a general invitation to all our families to share things their children were doing to make good of this time away from school and from being shut off from friends. The reasons many families chose not to participate are diverse reflections of the intense pressures on parents and kids today, not to mention the grandparents worrying about both the parents and the kids, and the parents and kids worrying about the grandparents, and about the people who have little or no family to turn to for support. But I was struck that two families ended up sharing experiences with sugaring as part of their struggle to stay healthy in every way, including spiritually. Say whatever bad you want to about this virus. It reached us at what may be the best possible time, the very beginning of spring. Things that don't care at all about the virus are happening all around us. The first phases of countless beautiful, fruitful things. And nothing sends that message more sweetly in Vermont than the sap flowing in our maple trees. We're about to share a song that many of us know. It speaks of all of you who are on a road to somewhere, in other words, everywhere, and our need for a code to live by. For CVUUS, that code is summarized in our 7 principles. And as the song advises, parents seek to impart that code, to give that code in ways that they never fully know to their children. And they learn something in return from that effort, from you children, even when tears are shed. They learn that we can know we are loved and that that is enough to face any disaster, enough to give us strength to serve the spirit of life-giving love and love-giving life. Now, I have obtained permission to play this song from Playing for Change. It may be that YouTube has some computer that just looks at whether the song is copyrighted and kicks us off again. But with any luck, we're going to get through listening to a performance of Teach Your Children. Okay, I think we got through that. I'm not seeing any of this, so I'm just guessing by looking by whether Margie is smiling on my screen or not. But I did want to thank those of you who were able to get back on and stick with us through this learning process. This is the end of this service, but it's certainly not the end of all of the creative efforts we're going to be making to be together remotely in the days and weeks to come while we do our part to make the world safer from this virus. Our closing hymn is a familiar one, Spirit of Life. We hope that you'll be able to sing along wherever you're watching. And we have a video, I think, to sing along to that has the lyrics in it and some beautiful imagery. And after that, I will give you just a very few words of benediction, and we have a postlude from the chapter before we will try to have our Zoom coffee hour.